When you find this one thing that the narcissists desperately want to hide, you'll beat them hard. Welcome to another video exposing narcissists. I greet you with a hearty welcome to all of you who have stopped by. My channel would not exist without your support. Thank you so much. I also want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel and enable the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the new videos uploaded on this channel. Let's begin. Narcissists have more inner demons than normal individuals. Their demons are always out of control and running rampant because they can't face them, recognize their presence, or shift them by undertaking inner work and healing. Because of this, narcissists try to suppress their inner demons. However, if the demons are kept at bay for an extended period of time, internal pressure may mount. It's because of this that they require a target to project these demons onto. When you unearth the narcissist's deepest fear and secret, and if you're lucky enough to do so, you can stop them in their tracks. Check out the rest of the video if this is what you're looking for. This thing makes narcissists sick to their stomachs, and the idea that they're scared to death just thinking about it is absolutely accurate. Because of this, they will not only do everything they can to avoid it, but they will also not hesitate to harm anyone who tries to bring it to their table. The narcissist's obsessive ambitions for themselves and how important they are helps explain this behavior. The narcissist believes that this poison has the power to end their life, their career, relationships, and practically everything about them. Especially when narcissists reach the zenith of their success, this deadly poison is at its most dangerous since the narcissist may lose it all. So, what exactly is it then? Truth. The most powerful weapon against narcissists is the truth, which can bring them to their knees. It's a bitter pill to swallow. Is there a definition of what defines ultimate truth? Does it really exist? Well, it's about everything that's connected to narcissists. As a matter of fact, it's the truth of their shadowy personality, including all they are and are not. That they're reliant on others is self-evident. It's an accurate portrayal of the viciousness with which they conduct their business. Narcissists do their utmost to keep these lies from being exposed for what they are. Their major goal is to mislead the general public about what's truly going on. In their minds, being held accountable for their actions shows a lack of self-worth, and this is why narcissists hate the idea. To admit that they're wrong, they would have to own up to their mistakes, and this is impossible for narcissists. They don't have the courage to tell the truth because it will ruin their image. They'll look for an ambiguous answer and even shift the blame to someone else. Instead of being the villain, they'll often choose to portray a victim, which helps the narcissist solidify the lie in their mind. For narcissists, telling the truth is out of the question because their entire existence is based on deception. It doesn't matter even if they have to share the facts. They'll still exaggerate things to get more attention. They'll try to get away from you or turn the entire world against you once they understand that you're on them and have figured out all of their schemes. When you discover all of their lies, narcissists will go all out against you. Since they are well aware that you are able to see straight through their act, they are left with a choice, you or them. No matter how hard you work to expose their lies, they'll do everything in their power to discredit your efforts. So, narcissistic relationships usually end in a traumatic breakup. It never works out properly. For their own sake, they'll tell others about what you do to them, and if you tell people what they did, they'll accuse you of doing the same to them. You be the first to hear about it from the narcissists, and they probably add the twist that you were the one who did it. Narcissists might protect themselves from the harsh realities of life by telling a slew of lies over and over again. But don't lose hope. The truth has the power to expose all of those lies. As time passes, more and more individuals will come to accept this truth as fact. The biggest problem arises at this point, a lack of clarity. If you want a narcissist to believe what you say, you need to have some kind of actual proof to back up your statements. There is nothing you can say to a narcissist because your words would fall on deaf ears. If the narcissist is able to convince others that they are kind, helpful, and nice, then people will not trust you because of what the narcissist has said about you. In addition, narcissists are skilled actors who are able to talk their way out of any position they find themselves in. Because of their ability to outmaneuver and charm their way through any situation, they are incomparable. It's imperative to have hard evidence. In addition, persons who have been subjected to narcissistic abuse may begin to doubt their own sanity and lose the ability to connect with those around them openly. It asserted that the evidence would speak for itself, and there was no need to engage in discussion with them. Narcissists are cunning demons who won't let anyone in to steal their distorted self-image. This is because, as previously said, narcissists go to tremendous measures to avoid appearing weak or vulnerable in front of others. On the other side, the narcissist will tell 100 lies for every one truth that you know, so that no one can believe anything you say. To summarize, the truth and narcissists do not get along. In order to forward their agenda, they have decided to conceal the truth and present it as fact. If the truth were revealed, they fear losing everything they've worked for, and let's be honest, the narcissist always keeps a nasty secret about them. Once the narcissist's true personality is disclosed to the world, they can no longer afford to avoid them, because doing so would only cause people to distance themselves from them. When confronted with the truth, narcissists are acutely aware of the harm that can be done to their persona and their accomplishments. Because of this, they will continue to promote the falsehood that they are someone better than who they really are. We put ourselves at risk and expose ourselves to betrayal if we get caught up in their stories, while the lies they tell protect them. Realizing and understanding what a narcissist is all about has the ability to save us, but once the facts are understood, it can ruin everything the narcissist has worked so hard to establish. So, let's the truth speak for itself. I sincerely hope that you found this material useful. Any thoughts or opinions on this subject are welcome as always in the space provided below, so please do not be shy to write your comments. And for future videos, please consider subscribing to our channel and clicking the bell button below. I appreciate your attention. Thanks. What happens to a narcissist when you're not around? What would they do? Hello to all of you. Please join me today as I welcome you to yet another episode about the narcissist. To the narcissist, you are interchangeable. You're there to keep their emotions in check and make them happy. Narcissists are idealists at their core, and this is what drives them. When they first meet you, you're everything they're looking for. But eventually, the only option left to you is to go down. They can't cope with relationship issues in the same way that a normal person would. Narcissists act like kings and think they deserve to be treated like royalty, but the truth is that they're poor. In order to avoid experiencing shame, narcissists develop an air of arrogance and a sense of entitlement. There is hence no need for them to feel bad for making a mistake. Those they believe they can affect are the ones they target. They won't stop telling you how fantastic you are until you begin to see through their facade. The removal of the mask marks the beginning of the devaluation stage. For them, bringing you to your knees gives them a sense of empowerment and boosts their self-esteem. They've suddenly changed their minds about everything they used to think was great about you. Now they'll only insult you. If you're wondering what it means when a narcissist says, "I want to be alone," you're not alone. Narcissists may say this to their partners, friends, or family members on occasion. They demand personal time, reflection time, or just a quiet place to be by themselves. When a narcissist says things like this, it's important to understand what they mean, as well as what they usually do when they pretend to be alone. For the simple reason that, in truth, narcissistic people loathe having to spend time on their own. In order to satisfy their narcissistic supply, they need to converse with other individuals. Because of this, narcissists must manipulate, mislead, or use others to achieve their goals. This can be done in person, via phone, or online. They take their partner and loved ones for granted and even resort to narcissistic abuse if they are seen as a reliable source of supply. Most of the time, they're bored and wish they could line things up with the introduction of a new person or event. As a result, they usually ignore or forget about their close ones in order to focus on other things. This is the time at which the narcissist may stop answering your calls, start ghosting you, ask for space, or furiously push you out of their way. Alternatively, they may argue with you frequently and shift the responsibility for everything on you in an effort to make you feel guilty for pushing them away or even agree with them that the two of you need to give each other some distance. In order to get what they want, narcissists are extremely clever people who know a variety of ways to do it without ever revealing their intentions. But whatever happens, you'll be responsible for it. Regardless, any number of things could happen if the narcissist is eventually given free rein to express themselves. For starters, it's conceivable they prefer solitude since it allows them to continue their addicted behaviors unhindered. Addictions to gambling, pornography, or even sexual engagement are all examples of this. Drugs or video games could be a factor in their behavior too. Narcissists may also want more room to get to someone else. In fact, the narcissist enjoys spending a lot of time and energy trying to find and seduce new sources of supply. Once they've used up all of their current resources, you can be sure they'll start looking for new ones. The need to keep their options open means that narcissists often find themselves involved with more than one individual at a time. As long as you're taking up time that they would rather spend with someone else, they'll find a way of delaying your conversation. Another reason, a narcissist may wish to be alone in order to retaliate. This could be due to the fact that you made them upset, set boundaries for yourself, or pointed out a peculiar habit of theirs. Any of these factors could have caused this, and if they're able to, they will choose to be unavailable at a time when they were supposed to be assisting you or simply being there for you in order to do so. Because they're planning things behind your back, this is also one of the reasons. When they intend to damage someone, narcissists become far more covert than they normally are. To avoid putting themselves in danger, they will not approach you until they are convinced of how they would harm you. Then they'll come back and act like you're their best friend to hide their true intentions. The final reason is that they may be planning to split up with you permanently and discard you for good. As a result, they leave you in a condition of limbo until they return. I call it a soft discard. In order for you to believe them, they make it look like they need to work on themselves, have no idea what to do with their lives, or are depressed. The reason for this is that they don't tell you that they'd rather be with someone else. Because narcissists are so self-centered with their time, they only do things that benefit them. The narcissist's time alone is usually spent doing something terrible or devoting their energies to their addictions, as I already said. Even when they claim to be alone, this is still the case. Depending on the situation, they may opt to replace you with whomever they want, be it a stranger, a relative, or even a child. Someone who can provide extra supplies for the narcissist. To sum up, narcissistic persons are self-obsessed individuals who only care about their own advancement or power gains. They spend their entire lives trying to discover ways to distract their attention from themselves. That's all there is to it for today. It's a pleasure to have you here today, and I hope you find this video helpful. If you've ever lived with a covert narcissist, please share your story in the comments section below. Consider subscribing to our channel and click the bell icon to be notified of our subsequent videos. Thank you. When a narcissist realizes you refuse to be controlled because you have these things that they don't. To a narcissist, having someone in their inner circle over whom they have no control is one of the most upsetting and uncomfortable things that can happen to them. Narcissists are obsessed with the concept of control. The narcissist would struggle to cope with people if they can't influence them, which would make their bad days because they constantly live in worry. These people are the worst thing that could ever happen to the narcissist because these people can drive the narcissist insane. They run the risk of falling or getting discovered, which is something that they hate. When narcissists don't get what they want or can't control the person they want, it's really upsetting for them. What kind of a person could drive a narcissist into such a state, though? Before we get into that, I'd like to express my gratitude to everyone who has taken the time to view this video. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, I'd like to extend a warm welcome and express my appreciation for your presence here. Today, I'll go through some of the characteristics that narcissists find most irritating. If you don't have all of them, you don't have to worry. The narcissist may lose interest in you very quickly if you have at least 2 of them and can maintain your composure. So, let's begin. 1. Individuals who don't allow compromise to their boundaries. To begin, a narcissist might be driven utterly insane by someone who is aware of and respects their boundaries. To put it another way, narcissists will have a hard time because they can't find a way into someone's life if they can't breach that person's boundaries. Narcissists always use their tricks to slowly influence others, but if the narcissist can't influence this person, then it's bad luck for them. If narcissists try to impose their will on people who have strong boundaries, they're going to face a resounding and unequivocal rejection. You're probably the kind of person narcissists despise the most since you're steadfast in your convictions and refuse to give in to their demands. Narcissists are prone to rage if they feel that their entitlement to other people's lives or time is being violated in any way. They will go crazy knowing that you refuse to be controlled. 2. Fearless. The second criterion is when the narcissist target is completely unafraid of the narcissist in any circumstance. Instead, these people have no issue confronting or reprimanding the narcissist when the situation calls for it. These people would not hesitate to call the narcissist out on any dishonesty or lies that they told in an effort to stop them. Furthermore, these people find it repulsive to get along with narcissists since being in their presence makes it impossible for them to take pleasure in their own company. More or less, these people can guess how the narcissist's brain works, so they'll just act decisively when it comes to narcissists. 3. A person who is uninterested in the behavior of the narcissist. Someone who isn't impressed by the narcissist will never buy into the narcissist's false self-image that they have created for themselves. These people need to take a significant amount of time before praising or acknowledging the narcissist's actions. These people see things based on evidence that the person they're getting to know is who they claim to be before they decide to get too close to that person. So, in the case of a narcissist, these people are definitely tough opponents. These people are not in a rush to expand their social circle or acquire new acquaintances. Therefore, there's a great deal more to trusting someone than simply being nice to them and maintaining a neat appearance. For a narcissist who often just force their way into someone else's life, they will get infuriated because they will always fail every single time. 4. A person who is able to make narcissists feel terrible about themselves. Someone who makes the narcissist believe that they're unimportant and small is definitely a narcissist's nightmare. Given what I've said about the other issues, it's very evident that this individual doesn't trust the narcissist and would like to steer away from the narcissist whenever it's possible to do so. Therefore, they'll not invite them to their homes, and if a narcissist extends an invitation to them, they will not accept it. This individual has no interest in spending any more time with the narcissist than is absolutely required. Therefore, in the event that the narcissist behaves in an odd manner, the other person is more inclined to gray rock or ignore the narcissist completely. 5. Someone who has everything that the narcissist isn't. Someone who is successful or who possesses something that the narcissist doesn't have will become a subject of envy here. It's literally about everything that narcissists don't have. Let's say this person is married while the narcissist is still single. The narcissist might not own a car or a house, but the other person has both of those things. It's possible that the narcissist is unable to travel, but the other person is frequently traveling. Simply put, a narcissist doesn't want anyone else to be able to have or do something that they don't, even if it's in the most insignificant way possible. Narcissists are persons who struggle with envy and don't enjoy when other people are more successful than they are. Free-spirited individuals come in at number 6 on this list. A person who has a free spirit is able to take pleasure in life and pursue their own interests without being concerned with the opinions of others. They could care less what other people think of them or how they appear to other people since they have no regard for either. Because this person exemplifies all that is wrong with narcissism, narcissists can't stand to be in the same room with them because they can only hope to one day live their life in the same way that this person does. This kind of envy is known as narcissistic envy. Free spirits are typically easygoing and pleasant people, which is one reason why narcissists don't get along with them. When other people are happy and cheerful for their own reasons, it can be highly irritating for narcissists to be around them. Narcissist knows that they will never be able to achieve what these other people have achieved, and the very thought of it causes them to behave irrationally. Because it makes them feel that they're less important, narcissists dislike it when other people talk more than they do. This is because it gives them the impression that they're less significant. Complaining, Chit-chatting and sharing intriguing stories are just a few of the things that narcissists are famous for doing. Narcissists are chronic liars, and the vast majority of the lies they say are completely fictitious. The worst thing that can happen to a narcissist is to have a conversation with someone who is both talkative and honest. This is due to the fact that someone with a powerful personality can attract the attention of others and drive them to gravitate toward them, and these people will outshine the narcissist. To tell you the truth, everything can be summed up in a single word: genuine. It's the component that brings together everything else that I have discussed up until this point. When someone is said to have genuine character, it means that they're truthful in all aspects of their life. They adhere to a straightforward methodology for conducting business. When you collaborate with them, you will receive just what you expect. On the other hand, narcissists can be everything else but genuine, and they're under the impression that everyone else is the same as them. The narcissist believes that there is no place in the world for honest individuals, and that there should not be any. Everyone may be lying, just like them. The narcissist will feel anger, frustration, and discomfort when interacting with people who behave in these ways. The narcissist will feel the need to retreat into their own shell due to this. This person also has the chance to understand more about the behaviors and thought processes of narcissists, which makes the narcissist feel dreadful. They are aware that they are unable to deceive this individual, and what's worse is that they're aware that there is a significant probability that this individual will discover who they really are. Narcissists will typically devise an escape strategy or do all in their power to steer clear of people who meet this description in order to reduce the likelihood that they will be discovered. Narcissists have a deep-seated aversion to the truth, but these individuals are in a position where they may uncover the truth about the narcissist. This individual is not only honest with themselves, but they're also honest with everyone else that they come in contact with. These people have no problem admitting when they're wrong or listening to the truth. These are the types of people who strike fear in the hearts of narcissists because they exemplify everything that narcissists do not possess. People who exhibit these characteristics or behave in this manner shed light on reality, which has the potential to dissuade narcissists from engaging in harmful behaviors. Narcissists are only able to try to plant seeds of doubt and mistrust in the hopes that some of those seeds will flourish or that they will discover someone else who feels the same way about them. That concludes today's video. If you have any questions or experiences, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for your attention. When you reject a narcissist because you can't trust them with all their hatred and inabilities. One thing about narcissists is that they always say things with the goal of getting what they want. This is because they can't communicate, only manipulate. They don't care about anything but making you feel bad so that their self-centered, inflated view of themselves is confirmed. When dealing with these kinds of people, you will start to feel confused and ashamed. They hate clear and simple communication because it gets in the way of what they want to do. In many of my videos, I talk about how narcissists treat the people in their lives with contempt or even hatred. The reason they grin and flatter you is that they believe that you are weak and naive. It's not always true, but these are some of the things they tell themselves in order to raise their self-esteem. Narcissists lead a double life. Their public persona is nearly flawless, and they entice others with their phony friendliness and charisma. They are snake-like, deadly, and treacherous behind closed doors. Master manipulators who have the power to wreak havoc on lives are who they are. There is no trustworthiness in the fact that narcissists won't change, and that the only person who will be harmed is you. When in doubt, you should walk away. Indeed, do you honestly believe that it is possible to consume poison without being ill as a result? Is it possible for you to leap into the sea and not drown if you have no swimming experience? Do you believe you will not die if you pick up a venomous snake? In this brief video, I underline the realities of the issue that no matter who you are, the narcissist hates you. Because the narcissist doesn't care if you've done anything wrong or if you've done nothing but good for them. After all, this is not about you. Everything is about them. But before we talk more about this, I just wanted to express my appreciation to everyone who took the time to watch this video. I'd like to send you an invitation to contribute to the growth of this channel by forwarding this video to any of your friends or family members. Please subscribe to this channel if this is your first time here so that you don't miss out on any future updates that you might find interesting. Let's continue. The narcissist hates you for a variety of reasons, and in today's video, I want to explain why you should never put your trust in a narcissist. First, it's important to remember that narcissists can dislike you for any reason. This is true whether the narcissist is your parent, a close friend or family member, a coworker, or a love partner. When it comes to hatred, the narcissist knows no limits. Even if they don't know you personally or have never met you, they can still despise you because you have something that they don't. It's also important to note that increasing your love for them will not make them like you in any way. Neither will do or giving all they want of you make them adore you. These simple principles can save you a lot of time and heartache. The narcissist would despise you for no legitimate reason, but at least I'll be giving you 3 that will convince you that you can't trust a narcissist. The first reason is they want to be like you. A lot of the time they are. Narcissists are envious beings. Narcissist wishes they could enjoy life the way we do, not just because of our talents and advantages. Because of this, despite their best efforts to diminish us and make us feel insignificant, we've got everything they could possibly want here. To them, we are nothing more than a source of their happiness, hope, and brightness. Narcissists long for the ability to be content on their own, and this is the basis of their jealousy because they just want everything for themselves. Seeing those who have what they don't or can't has driven them to enmity toward us. In the event that they were given a chance, they would gladly take those items away from us, even if they had to destroy our lives. Narcissists see you as an existential threat, which brings us to the second reason why a narcissist may despise you for no apparent reason. What I mean is how their paranoia pushes them to dread and despise you. They believe they're at continual risk of being cheated on, attacked, or wounded in any other manner, and many times this is merely their imagination. However, it taints their view of everyone, even those who care about them. Because they believe that everyone else is an enemy, they are unable to form genuine attachments or healthy relationships. They feel that everyone else is out to hurt and exploit them. They live in constant fear because the narcissist's psyche is dark, complicated, and full of insecurities. They're motivated by fear, which makes them harm and despise others. Thirdly, their hatred of themselves is the final basis for their hatred of others. In spite of all their efforts to project a positive image, they're actually a person who despises their own existence. Another factor is that they are aware that they're not content with what they have, causing them excessive stress and anxiety. They're merely pretending to be joyful in order to get attention. There is nothing exciting about their relationships or accomplishments. They just appear to be. People who are narcissistic put in significant effort to hide their shame and suffering from others and to conceal their true nature as well. The ultimate result is that they're unsatisfied, afraid, and ashamed, and they dread it. It never seems to be enough to get rid of their latent bad emotions and feelings of worthlessness, no matter what they obtain, purchase, or achieve. Finally, these are the 3 reasons why the narcissist harbors hatred for you and why they would strive to harm or destroy you regardless of what you do to them. So, tell me, what are your thoughts on this matter? I really hope that you had a good time seeing this video, and if you have anything on your mind, please don't be afraid to share your opinions and experiences with us in the comments section below. Consider subscribing to our channel and click the bell icon to be notified of our subsequent videos. Thank you. When a narcissist realizes you refuse to be controlled even after what they've done, this will happen. Narcissists believe that they are the best thing in the world because of the way they think about themselves. They are better at what they do, as well as smarter, stronger, more handsome, and more capable overall. They do play the role of the victim on occasion, that's for sure. It's a ploy to get others to pay attention to what you're saying. They are seeking adulation and approval. They put on an air of modesty in the hopes that you will compliment them on how terrific they actually are. Always, everything comes down to the narcissistic supply. They need to keep their minds busy so that they don't dwell on the sorrow, hopelessness, and melancholy that are already a part of them and that are always pounding on the door of their souls. They hear a voice in their minds that tells them they are lying and are not who they claim they are. They must avoid this voice at all costs and keep their distance from it. What if, in the long run, that proves to be correct? No way, they won't even consider that. They venture out into the world to demonstrate their greatness, both to you and to themselves. So, when a narcissist realizes that you can't be controlled, how would they react? The first thing is love bombing. The term love bombing refers to the thing that occurs in the early stages of an abusive or toxic relationship. Idealize, devalue, and discard are the three stages in the narcissistic abuse cycle. Narcissists utilize love bombing as a specialized manipulative method during the idealization phase, which is the first stage of this abuse cycle. By the way, this isn't limited to romantic relationships. The narcissist employs this identical trick to make you feel unique and to get you to open up soon. In all honesty, excessive attention, appreciation, and devotion are all signs that something is wrong. To be clear, this is not a moment to be too grateful. Primarily because the narcissist's ultimate purpose is to make you feel emotionally dependent on him or her and compelled to them. The narcissist will employ love bombing to gain control over you by putting on a show of attention and affection that is both over the top and passionate. The narcissist plays on your insecurities and worries about being abandoned in this way. Self-love and self-esteem issues are best described in words. You can tell this behavior early on when their interest in you is at an all-time high because it's so common. The intensity and possible intoxication of their premature and so-called love will be immense. Regardless of what you do, don't let yourself be taken advantage of by any of this. Make sure you don't get high on it either. If it seems like a lot is going on too quickly, it is. Be aware that the goal of this action is to manipulate your emotions. As a result, the narcissist is able to abuse, dominate, and manipulate you due to your lack of critical thinking. Because of their extreme need to have you hooked, narcissists will do and say anything they can so they can control your emotional well-being because that's exactly what they want. For those of you who haven't worked on your inner child healing and recovery, this strategy is very dangerous because we get a rush of dopamine and endorphins as a result of this kind of strong flattery and attention. It can be a positive experience. For the time being, you are appreciated, valued, and cherished. Our desire to believe that someone views us this way is understandable. However, the truth is that healthy, true love takes time to grow. When confronted with a narcissist love bomb, the best course of action is to get real, not high. Gaslighting is the second most common type of deception. Psychological manipulation and abuse known as gaslighting occurs when the perpetrator lies, rejects, and invalidates your sense of the world around you. In order to support their own skewed story, the narcissist will distort and spin information, minimize relationship crimes, and omit big parts of the truth. Confirm the idea that they're innocent while casting doubt on your credibility. The purpose of presenting incorrect information is to make you doubt your memory and your understanding of reality. Any harm done is made to appear as though the narcissist didn't mean it or that they didn't even realize what they were doing. Narcissism is all about rewriting history for one's benefit. Reinforce the idea that they're fantastic human beings. Of course, the problem is with you. When a narcissist is trying to deceive you, he or she may even put on a face of shock and outrage. This tactic aims to make you question your own judgment and sanity. In addition to invalidating and discouraging your reputation amongst other people, you may feel helpless when others are duped by the narcissist's gaslighting techniques. This is why it's so critical to put in the time and effort to heal and recover. As long as you are doing your job and maintaining your self-esteem, no one can get away with lying to you. Guilt tripping is number 3 on the list. The purpose of the guilt trip is to shame, manipulate, and deflect attention from the real problem, which is their behavior. They've also committed actual crimes against their partners. It's all upside down and reversed, as if the world has been turned on its head. The narcissist uses the guilt trip to make them feel like the victim of your poor actions, while in reality, it's the other way around. When they fail to manipulate, dominate, dupe, gaslight, or control you, they may even say that you're the one manipulating them. Even better, they're attempting to influence someone else's impression of you. They're using this tactic in an attempt to flip your psychological reality on its head by projecting their own dysfunctional behavior and toxicity onto you. In some circumstances, the narcissist will employ guilt tripping as a type of psychological terrorism to play the victim. It's also a trap to keep you in the relationship. If it's a success, it removes all of their accountability and places it on your shoulders. Narcissists are able to take advantage of your empathic nature and profound sense of caring and compassion because of their use of the guilt trip. It's designed to make you shift your attention away from your own demands and give them the attention they crave. It's all about retaining power, authority, and a strong sense of self-importance in their eyes. Whether or not you've experienced these narcissistic, manipulative tactics, please share your thoughts in the comments section below. If so, how did you handle it? What did you do about it? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Triangulation and loyalty conflicts make up number 4 on our list. Triangulation entails enlisting the aid of a third person or parties in order to participate in the game of critiquing, shaming, and assigning blame. So, in order to assemble their forces, the narcissist uses this tactic, pitting other people against you. It might be that a member of your family or a close friend intentionally avoids you while also spreading rumors about you behind your back, or they're pleasant to your face, but they're using toxic gossip to slander your reputation behind your back. This can take a variety of forms, and it often involves a hidden component that leads to others being used against you without your knowledge. The objective is to isolate you while also influencing how the others in the circle perceive you. In order to devalue and discredit you, they'll go out of their way to fabricate and maintain loyalty conflicts that disagree with their skewed narrative. Additionally, they create the appearance of a personal connection with their audience. The destructive narcissist employs this psychological warfare approach to great effect. When everyone else is on board with singling out and targeting the one individual who is absent from the room, it works. It's interesting to note that the narcissist's perceived threat is often the subject of his or her rage. This approach is well known to those of us who have been the family scapegoat in dysfunctional families. Narcissists are fearful, insecure, egotistical individuals who must project their disowned shadow onto a specific victim. They're unable to accept the idea that someone else might have something to contribute. They refuse the fact that someone could be better than them in a certain area. And they're terrified that someone else might come along and be viewed favorably by their own group of friends and family. As a result, they generate conflicts of loyalties, especially with children, who are more susceptible to being swayed. What follows is the systematic destruction of what may otherwise be strong friendships by slandering the victim's personality. And of course, they'll do this without your knowledge because narcissists are such sly, two-faced cowards. As a result, when the target realizes exactly what's going on, and they either call the narcissist and their supporting entourage out, narcissists might either appear to be clueless, pretending they know nothing. 5. They sabotage your life. In order to ensure that their target fails, the narcissist intentionally creates a condition of anxiety in their victim that is nearly impossible to break free from. The narcissist is able to use this as ammo to ridicule, shame, and criticize the target because of the inevitable conclusion. The narcissist may do this openly or surreptitiously in an effort to undermine the attainment of an otherwise attainable aim. They want to make sure that something that's achievable to you now becomes impossible. When someone has narcissistic tendencies, their goal is to embarrass and occupy their victims, so they are unable to complete the tasks they have set for themselves. Simply to tire you down and eventually break you down. The narcissist is prone to sabotaging your best efforts in every area of your life, in addition to being a bully and playing the victim to circumstances they themselves create. There is nothing more satisfying to them than watching their target's stress levels rise and fall as a result of their efforts. As a means of making you appear incompetent to others, they will create scenarios to achieve this goal. Then, with a smug grin on their face, they'll point the finger at you and point out all of your defects and shortcomings. They'll even go out of their way to hurt your relationships with others because they're so jealous and insecure. That's all there is to say about today's video. As always, I hope this information was of some service to you. Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and have a wonderful week.